Hey guys, so I wanted to jump on here really quick and just kind of tell you about some kind of things coming up. Particularly one astrologically. I am not a professional astrologer, so this is more like for astrology for dummies. I am one of those dummies, okay? I do know astrology pretty extensively, however, nowhere near the level that these professional astrologers know it, okay? Mad props to all of them out there. You guys, it's a lot of work, um, a lot you have to know. And so, mad props to these guys who are doing this professionally. Ultimate respect. But I do know enough to kind of talk a little bit intelligently about it and to kind of warn you of things. So, whenever I talk about astrology, it's rarely on like a your actual individual chart. It's something that's going to affect everyone. Um, and worldwide. So I guess they call it mundane astrology, but that's what I'm going to deliver today. So we have Mercury coming up going into retrograde. Now, for those who aren't aware, when Mercury goes retrograde, Mercury deals with anything to do with communication, our conscious mind, okay, our thinking process, how we think, how we are conscious, how we relate to others, talking, etc., etc. Okay, Mercury is going to go retrograde in Scorpio. So that means that Mercury is going to backtrack and kind of go over things to deal with Scorpio. Okay. And so the vibe for the next 3 weeks, because it actually starts the 25th of November. However, it's in its like shadow period, so we've already been feeling the effects. When Mercury goes retrograde, things always backtrack. Okay, and i.e., the withdrawal of the AG nominee, that's a perfect example of a Mercury retrograde situation. Okay, so Mercury in Scorpio being retrograde, you are going to be seeing the true self uh, of people. You're going to see their true actual colors, which is actually a good thing if you think about it, because if someone was trying to deceive you or they had a little agenda that you kind of weren't aware of, it's good to know these things. So, all that kind of stuff about a person's true colors is going to come out and show you. You see, I don't believe in just like the negative stuff. Everything, yes, there's negative and there's positive, but there's the whole. So that's kind of like I that's how I want to tell you about things, or I try to anyway. All right. Another thing, people are going to be feeling extremely and intensely emotional. Okay. Very emotional. So don't be surprised if some emotions come up out of you that you're like, whoa, where the hell did this come from? But there again, the positive aspect of that is something you may need to look at or work on, right? And then another quality of Scorpio is the possessiveness and the jealousy, okay? Either in yourself or others. So if you see it in yourself, try to find the source. Try to understand why you're feeling that. If you see it in someone else, try to comfort them and reassure them, okay? The best way you can to help them get through this period in the next 3 weeks, okay? We're also gonna see a lot of people wanting to get revenge on others. Another example of that is the president elect wanting to court martial, just saying that he wants to court martial the generals, that type of thing. Okay, well, yeah. Um, Mercury getting ready to go in retrograde motion, he'll be feeling that, and then when it comes out of retrograde motion, not that he's going to vacate it, but it's not going to be as a hyped up priority. And there's a lot of um, kind of stuff now that's going to go on, but a lot of things are going to be backtracked. Okay, a lot of that motion we're going to see within the next 3 weeks. We're going to see a lot of switch ups, a lot of changes, because this is an extremely intense Mercury retrograde. Okay, so I told you guys a couple of videos ago we are in for a bumpy ride um, this week and from here on out, especially to the end of the year. It's a bumpy ride. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I personally wouldn't even watch the news. Just a suggestion. I wouldn't even watch the news because what you hear by the morning will change by the time night comes. That's just how the Mercury retrograde energy works. Stuff, you know. Also, it's not particularly the best time during Mercury retrograde to plan actually a trip to fly. If you have to do any of those things, check very carefully your plans, your tickets, your this, your that. Just backtrack, double check because things are often missed during a Mercury retrograde. Okay, um, and I kind of already see that with myself already, and it hasn't even really gone fully retrograde yet. But like I said, it's the shadow period. Um, let's see. Oh, one other thing is the extreme sense of sadness some may feel. Okay, some may feel like I told you earlier, super emotional, but there's a sadness with it. There's a heaviness with it. Here's the thing. You're not going crazy. You're not, bipolar all of a sudden out the blue. Um, Mercury in Scorpio. Scorpio is the absolute most intense emotional planet that you can have, okay? So when Mercury is in Scorpio, we are going to feel things on an intensity times 10, or actually times 20. So you're going to be feeling like you may want to just burst out in tears at some point, or just deeply sad, depressed. Oh my God. Please understand that this is the effects of Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, the most intense emotional planet there is. So be gentle with yourself, be understanding with yourself. Understand that no, boom, not like a light switch, you're not nuts. Um, just kind of bide your time through it, work with yourself best as you can. But it always helps me when I know, okay, I'm feeling this and it's very real, but I also understand that I'm being prompted by the energies right now. Okay. And like I said, a lot of things come up that we do need to deal with. Okay. Nothing is ever cruel in the universe. Ever. Never cruel. These planets, yes, they do their thing, but they have their purpose. Okay, and they always bring up things for a reason. There's also a chance we're going to hear about increasing and intense violence around the world as people act more on these impulses. Um, okay, and that too serves a purpose, believe it or not. The violence, it's horrible. It breaks our heart. However, um, things always come out of it, some way or the other. Okay. So, um, let's hang in there and let's understand what's going on. Um, and we got this. All right. Take care.